Liberia under its public sector investment projects and for the expansion of the RIA Highway from 2 lanes to 4 lanes, as well as the pavement of 21 community feeder roads. And again, you all know that the road from Ganta to Yekepa is being paved as we speak, that the Do community is being paved, that the ELWA to Coca-Cola factory and all of that good stuff. Again, this government will not blow its own trumpet, will let the work speak for itself. His Excellency President Weah and the high-level Liberian delegation arrived safely in Beijing, China, the People's Republic of China, to be exact, to join their African colleagues at the 2018 Beijing Summit on the Forum on China and Africa Cooperation FOCA. President Weah delegation at the Beijing International, which was received at the Beijing International Airport, had some high-level officials therein. Just to name a few, the Honorable Bazonga Finley, the Honorable Information Minister, my own boss, Honorable Eugene, the Health Minister, amongst many others, including the Agriculture Minister, Dr. Bogana Flogo. They all are on that delegation, and hopefully we expect them to bring good news to us as a nation and as a people. In case you're wondering what's happening there, the summit will be held in Beijing from September 3rd to the 4th. The leaders from Africa and China will meet against the background of a world becoming increasingly multipolar with a globalized rising cultural diversity and more digitalized societies around the world. Again, African leaders, representatives of related regional organizations in Africa, and the international organizations will participate in the summit, strengthening friendship, promoting cooperation between African countries and China. And as you know, the relationship between Liberia and China is increasingly growing every day, and our partnership is even stronger than most would like to admit. Again, the government has allotted through the Finance and Development Planning Ministry under the stewardship of Honorable Samuel D. Twell, $250,000 to the Superintendent, Honorable John J. Bakwe of Grand Bassa County. Again, it's all in keeping with the Popo agenda. The $250,000 will mark the first major development fund to be released to the county under the CDC-led government. The LMP has charged, many of you may have seen the video that went viral of an employee of the GTPEC allegedly being assaulted, or during the watching of the video you saw him bleeding, whatsoever the case may have been. But the Liberian National Police has charged Mr. Ayodeje David Bete, if I'm getting his name wrong, Managing Director of the Guarantee Trust Bank, with aggravated assault, which is a second-degree felony. And that indeed, he's been processed and forwarded to court. As it stands right now, we will not comment on it further, simply because the law is in effect. The gentleman has been charged, and we'll let justice take its course. But it's also important to note that this government moved swiftly to arrest this situation, and indeed this government remains committed to protecting each and every Liberian citizen, especially under the watchful eyes of His Excellency President Weah. This government will not tolerate the abuse of anyone within its borders. Whether you are a foreigner or a citizen, it does not matter. The law is applicable to all, regardless of who you know and where you come from. 3 police officers in a related development to the justice system, in persons of Kendra T. Doe, Catherine Matthews, Nicodemus Boyd, have left the country for Rwanda to attend the 7th intake of police senior command and staff course in that country. It's also important to note that we have a new associate justice commissioned and confirmed by His Excellency President Weah. Last but not the least, many of you asked me the last time to give you the names of the 7 students and where they were headed. They are headed to Morocco for studies. They were the 7 students that passed the WASSCE examination with distinction. They are Louis D. Rogers of the J.J. Roberts United Methodist School, Peter T. Cully of the St. Martin's School, Nelly Wendy, the SOS School, Akbadu R. Jallo, Williams Booth High School, Emmanuel M. Morris of the J.J. Roberts United Methodist High School again, Samuel Solo, Firestone Senior High School, and Una J. Roberts, the ELW Academy. They are all on their way to Morocco. Again, it's important to note that last week we had a press conference where Dr. Kennedy and Dr. Putu spoke, and indeed told you about 16 doctors that have left the country to specialize. Many of you asked the question as to who were the doctors, where were they headed to study, and what were they going to be studying or specializing in. So we have Dr. T. Julie Oka, anesthesiology. That's the area of specialization. And he's going to be headed to Ghana at the 32nd Military Hospital in Ghana. Dr. Moses Wediga, same anesthesiology, 32nd Military Hospital in Ghana. Dr. Collins Boa, ENT surgery, that is ear, nose, and throat. And he's heading to the University of Nairobi, Kenya. Dr. Gonkanu Noah, anesthesiology, University of Nairobi, Kenya. Dr. Wilfred Benson, pediatric surgery, and he's heading to the University of Nairobi, Kenya also. Dr. Lavla Kotima, urology, he's heading to the University of Nairobi, Kenya also. Dr. Romel Chinel, pathology, heading to the Makerere University, Uganda. Dr. Ayum Kassel, urology, heading to the Urolog Hospital, General de Grand Youth in Senegal. Dr. Kwehe Miami, anesthesiology, heading to the University of Kano Teaching Hospital in Nigeria. Dr. Wiata Diggs, anesthesiology, University of Kano Teaching Hospital, Nigeria. Dr. Oliva Kohina, anesthesiology, University of Kano Teaching Hospital, Nigeria. Dr. Ernest Kukuli, anesthesiology, University of Kano Teaching Hospital. Dr. Mark Kwe, ENT surgery, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Ghana. Dr. Edwin Saville, orthopedic surgery, University of Pretoria, South Africa. Dr. G. Gonda Lekwe, psychiatric, Stellenbosch University, South Africa. Dr. Elton Fayaboli, psychiatric, Stellenbosch University, South Africa. It is important to note that we were told that 10,000 patients to one doctor in our country, and that many of our specialists are from outside the country. Very few Liberians are specialists, many of whom are medical doctors. As you can see, the list clearly states that they are all medical doctors. And under the watchful eyes of this president, he thought that within the next 4 years, Liberian doctors should also be specialists in the area of medicine and be able to contribute their quota to the development of this country as we envisage for the next 6 years. I will take about 3 questions, and it will be all yours with the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, who will give you a lot today. You have to brace yourself for a lot of good news, as I am told. So I'll take 3 questions.